Named player of the match, Vaibhav completely mocked English. Vaibhav made everyone laugh. Folks, don't ever think that the cricket field is just an ocean of boundaries, intense pressure, wins, losses, and tears. If you feel that only emotional and tear-jerking moments were witnessed after this historic and goosebump-inducing final match of the Tri-Nation Series, then the pure comedy and hilarious banter seen during the presentation ceremony this evening at the Rangiri Dambulla International Stadium has forced the entire world to hold their stomachs laughing. When a 15-year-old kid uses his innocence to completely shut up Sri Lankan presenter Prasanna Jayawardene and forces a legend as great as Virat Kohli to literally roll on the floor laughing, you know that this kid has won the entire world's heart, not just with his runs, but with his pure simplicity. In today's video, we are going to tell you exactly what 15-year-old Vaibhav Suryavanshi said while collecting his Player of the Match award that caused the entire stadium packed with fans to echo with roars of laughter. Folks, to truly understand this hilarious story, this historic moment in that innocence-filled interview, you have to feel the incredible atmosphere out there in Dambulla. India A had completely dominated Sri Lanka A to capture the Tri-Nation Series title. The entire stadium was echoing with chants for the Indian players. Only one name could be heard everywhere: Vaibhav Suryavanshi. Vaibhav Suryavanshi, the guy who completely stole the Sri Lankan bowler's sleep by smashing 94 runs off just 29 balls and created history by locking in a half-century in just 11 balls. Folks, now it was time for the moment every single cricket fan had been waiting for. The presentation ceremony had officially begun. One by one, players were being handed their awards, and then former Sri Lankan batting legend and presenter Prasanna Jayawardene lifted that glittering trophy in his hand and announced with a smile, and the player of the match for this Tri-Nation Series final goes to the phenomenal 15-year-old batsman Vaibhav Suryavanshi. The moment that name echoed, the entire Dambulla Stadium erupted in thunderous applause and cheers. The Indian players stood up from the dugout clapping away. Captain Tilak Varma was smiling, Ruturaj Gaikwad was jumping with joy, and the camera kept panning over to Vaibhav's face. Folks, Vaibhav walked up toward the stage in a very calm manner, smiling all the way. His face carried that exact same innocence that has won over the entire world. Nobody could believe that this was the exact same kid who just a little while ago rained down such a brutal storm of boundaries against the Sri Lankan bowlers that all records were shattered. Prasanna Jayawardene handed him the trophy with a lot of affection, and then, extending the mic toward him, asked a question in English. Vaibhav, you played such a fantastic innings today. Was there any pressure on you? Because all eyes were on you. How did you pull all this off at such a young age? Folks, the moment the question ended, Vaibhav went completely silent for a few seconds. He gave a soft smile, scratched his head, and then brought the mic close to speak such innocent English that the entire stadium was left rolling on the floor laughing. Vaibhav smiled and said, "I didn't think too much. I just wanted to make the most of the first 10 overs and execute what I planned." Hearing this, Prasanna Jayawardene cracked a smile at first, but the real fun arrived right after that. Vaibhav continued, "There was no pressure, but I was trying to execute the plans that were not working. I talked to coaches and worked on it in practice." Folks, hearing Vaibhav's broken but incredibly adorable English, the Indian players out on the field just couldn't control their laughter at all. First, the camera panned directly to Virat Kohli. The second Virat heard this, he started laughing hysterically. He laughed so hard that he bent completely double, holding his stomach. Standing right next to him, Tilak Varma couldn't hold back his laughter either, and Ruturaj Gaikwad literally stood up from his chair, clapping and laughing away. Virat kept telling Tilak, "Man, what a kid this is. He makes bowlers cry out on the field, and here he's speaking English with so much innocence." Tilak Varma also laughed and said, "Brother, as dangerous as his batting is, that's exactly how simple and straight-up honest he is." Ruturaj Gaikwad was practically wiping tears from his eyes from laughing so hard. The entire Indian dressing room was echoing with roars of laughter. But folks, Vaibhav was completely unfazed. He went right on and said, "Today the plan was executed and the result came out on its own. What did I learn from this series?
I have learned a lot, but I have played 50 overs a lot." After saying just that much, Vaibhav himself cracked up and said, "People don't seem to know," and then laughed at his own words. Different conditions, different pitches, a little different to play, but it was fun and a good series. Man, folks, the second he finished saying that, the entire stadium echoed once again with explosive laughter and applause. Virat Kohli was holding his stomach laughing, Tilak Varma stood up from his chair clapping, and Ruturaj Gaikwad kept looking at Vaibhav with a massive smile on his face. But behind all this laughter, something incredibly massive was hidden. This was the exact same 15-year-old kid who just a little while ago smashed 94 runs off 29 balls, the one who created history with an 11-ball 50, the one who shattered Yuvraj Singh's long-standing record. But folks, records aren't everything in cricket. Plenty of players set records, but very few players manage to build a permanent home in people's hearts. Vaibhav pulled that off today as well. He proved that true greatness doesn't just come from scoring runs with the bat. It comes from staying firmly grounded. In today's time, when people think they are above everyone else after tasting just a little bit of success, this 15-year-old stands in front of millions of people and very comfortably shows that he isn't fully fluent in English. There is absolutely zero shame in that. In fact, that is his greatest strength, because a person is defined by their character, not by their language. Folks, this exact simplicity makes Vaibhav even more special. On the field, you can see pure fire in his eyes, but off the field, the exact same kid appears so humble and shy that everyone starts looking at him like their own son, their younger brother, or a close friend. Virat Kohli holding his stomach laughing, Tilak Varma clapping and smiling, and Vaibhav Suryavanshi standing on the stage blushing and smiling away. This is a visual that cricket fans will probably never forget. Folks, this final of the Tri-Nation Series 2026 won't just be remembered for India A's grand victory or Vaibhav Suryavanshi's stormy 94-run innings. It will be cherished forever for this beautiful and innocent moment. Vaibhav Suryavanshi has proven again that a true hero is someone who roars like a lion on the field and stays like a completely regular person off the field. Cricket isn't just a game of records, boundaries, and big hits. It's a name for emotions, smiles, and beautiful stories just like this one. And folks, today, Vaibhav Suryavanshi created history with his batting, but with his simplicity, he has started ruling millions of hearts. Maybe that's why the entire cricketing world is singing just one name today: Vaibhav, Vaibhav, Vaibhav. If you loved this spectacular innings of Vaibhav and his innocence-filled story, definitely let us know in the comments if you also feel that this 15-year-old will become the absolute biggest superstar for Team India in the future. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit like, subscribe to the channel, and do not forget to share this video with every single cricket lover out there. See you in the next video. Until then, goodbye.